Why, hello everybody. What is going on? It's Ryan Sierra. I'm doing a little something special today. It is July 18th, 2023, 3:13 p.m. No, so I'm here on Tappedout.net on showing you some projects I've been working on. Now, this one down here at the bottom, Gisa Arcade, very, very old deck in particular, but the top six are also old, but I have uploaded them much more recently to the site. Awesome. That wasn't gross. If you're a newcomer here, this is a new style of video I'm thinking of doing. I'm going to be doing Magic the Gathering Commander deck profiles, where I review and kind of explain, to start off, my own decks. This is going to be a 7-part series. And if you're a returning guest, welcome. Hi, how's it going? No. Oh God, Curtis Connor, don't come for me, please. Oh my goodness. All right, so let's get the show on the road here. Does anyone like copyright-free jazz? So this is my deck. It's called Help with My Gisa Arcade because I put it up forever ago as a means to help me out because I like playing monocolors, as you can tell, and I also like going wide. I know, it's all about quality over quantity, or it's supposed to be anyway. But I'm a big fan of... Oh my. Okay, there we go. We got to start off Apprentice Necromancer. My biggest ploy... You like the copyright-free jazz? Here we go. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Now we're cool. All right, so... This goal is mainly, the goal of this deck, at least initially, is because I was trying to make a creature-heavy, token-heavy deck, and her whole thing is sacrifice creatures to make tokens. It's funny because it's a lot like kind of a cell mitosis, I believe, where, the cells keep dividing and then they keep making more because they grow exponentially because each new one can create a clone of itself. Because you can create zombies by sacrificing... people like you can. So what happens is, this is a good example. Summon Champion of the Perished. Then you're gonna, each time another zombie enters the battlefield, such as all these. Well, not him, but although he does make tokens though. But like Graveborn Muse or Grave Crawler, Champion of the Perished keeps getting stronger. You blow it up with Ghoulcaller Gisa. Also you buff it up with people like Cemetery Reaper or or Death Baron, people who buff up the zombies. So then you blow it up with Gisa. It creates a crap ton of these tokens. Then, Cemetery Reaper and Death Baron and others. I have other zombie buffers in here. Come on in and basically make those zombies, really huge. You get Champion of the Perished up to something like, like a 20-20 or maybe like, 15-15, 12-12. You get 12 2/2s that then become, 3-3. 4-4, go down here, 5-4s, and then you like swing, and you just take him to Gisa Town. So over here, artifacts. I'm big on mana rocks, big on that ramp. And mono black, you can never get enough of it. And it's been so long since I played this deck in person. I'm pretty sure that there's like an infinite combo in here. You know the ones. If you know the ones if you're good at Magic. Thornbite Staff and with Gisa is supposed to be some kind of infinite combo with Phyrexian Altar, I believe, or Phyrexian Altar or someone else, because it's equipped to a creature and the creature gets whenever a creature is put into a graveyard from play, untap this creature. So what happens is Gisa can make infinite zombie tokens because technically tokens touch the graveyard, but then they don't obviously stay there because they're not real cards. So she kills these tokens or whoever. Each time they die, she untaps, sack a bunch, so on. Yeah, and then because the whole thing with tokens being buffed, especially by Cemetery Reaper and others. They effectively will always net profit, so I'll always be making more than what I'm killing. So Undead Augur is a fun one, because he's whenever he or another zombie I control dies, draw a card and lose a life. Now obviously I gotta be careful about life in this deck, but I don't believe I have too many life gainers here, but Oh yeah, and then the Lilianas, of course. I mean, what are you supposed to do? I mean, we got. I know these girls are rivals. I think in the lore, they're really nasty rivals or something. But you know, they got some synergy. And Bad Moon. A lot of people don't play Bad Moon because it also buffs the opponents. But you know, I'm generous. Why not? Why not? I mean, it helps you out, and accordingly, it's 36% competitive. I don't know what the criteria is on that, but it's fun. What are these? It's been a while since I've. Oh, Dark Ritual. No, Dark Ritual's a good one. Culling the Weak. Sacrifice a creature, add 4 black to your mana pool. Yo! Okay, yeah. Um, Sanguine Bond, whenever you gain it. Oh, yes, we have the. We should have the Sanguine Bond, Exquisite Blood. Yes, that's also the mean one. I might want to take that out. I know people hate that combo. It's weird, you know. I remember there was a time when people kind of just like jovially teased about how that combo was kind of like, you know, dumb. And then now people like really hate it. So it's like, might want to get that out. I don't know. Um, Black Market's a fun one. A lot of ramp. But yeah, again, the whole goal of this deck was summon a bunch of zombies, have the zombies go nuts. Obviously, Ayara, first of Locthwain. She's a lot of fun because, you know, tap, sack a black creature, draw a card. I mean, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of, like, sack a creature, draw a card in black. And I love that because I like draw. My playstyle, evidently from this, as you can tell, I mean, I'm not trying to go super competitive or, like, combo-y. I love going wide. You know, I've always told people my play style in Magic is I want to draw a pretty hand and build a pretty board, and that's kind of a green player attitude, really. But I feel like you can actually extrapolate that into other colors if you want to. And then of course we got in the sorceries here we got some draw, and then some tutor. Cruel tutor. I don't believe I have a real version of that, but I do. I believe I thought I had a real Grim Tutor, and then I think they were saying Demonic Tutor is a card that was reprinted recently, or was it Imperial Seal? It was. I think it was one of the ones that just puts it on top of your deck. Scheming Symmetry is a lot of fun because you can tutor with an opponent, and in kind of a four-player game, what's funny about that, you know, the classic pod is that you can pretend that you're building an alliance with someone until they get big and smack you back again, which actually is exactly what this card looks like it's doing. So Liliana of the Dark Realms is a lot of fun. This card is straight up a ramp planeswalker. I mean, I've never used the middle effect before. Are you supposed to? You probably are. You know, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm the best MTG player. But like I've never used her middle effect. Target creature gets plus X or minus until end of turn, where X is the number of swamps you control. That's so dumb. Like I use her to basically, you know, search for that swamp, put it in my hand. You know, that way, you know, what you do is you use her to search for the swamps in the beginning with her first effect to cut down on the swamps you got in the deck because, you know, I've got, of course, like 37. And believe it or not, this actually hasn't been too bad. I actually still struggle to draw into some good land every so often in mono black. And because I know 38 looks like a lot of lands, especially with like, you know, like 8 or so mana rocks, but it's not. Um, but what's fun to do with Liliana of the Dark Realms is, of course, you know, drain out all the swamps, so that way you can more easily draw into the creatures, right? You know, draw your creature, draw your zombie buffs, summon your specifically fun zombies. I don't know why I have Marilyn in here. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't know why I have Marilyn in here. Um, and but yeah, Tattered Mummy. Tattered Mummy's just a silly one that I threw in there because I pulled it in like a pack. And I was like, well, you know, it's a 2-drop zombie. It's something, you know, it pings people when it dies. So good stuff. And then, of course, I'm pretty sure if you have these out, although I'm pretty sure you're winning much sooner anyway if you have Sanguine Bond and Exquisite Blood out. But hypothetically, if you get those out, and then, you know, you could set off wherever it went. There it is, Tattered Mummy. Let's see. Oh, Undead War Chief's a lot of fun. I mean, you know, it totally is going to crank down the zombie costs, and it's going to buff up zombies. And it's zombies you control, which means it also buffs itself up. Because that's the fun little ruling in Magic, right? A lot of creatures will say other zombies, right? Like you get skeletons you control, and other zombies you control get 1/1 and have Death Touch. But yeah, Fell Stinger's also a fun one. The thing about this card, and I want to, look, if you're good at Magic, you don't need to be told this, but I've seen people play this wrong, and it is what it is. You know, we're all learning. And that sounds patronizing of me to say, but it's true. You know, we're all learning, and I'm still learning. Um, so this creature says when this creature enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice a creature. So what I usually do is I actually throw it into Grave Crawler or one of the zombie tokens Gisa makes. And it says, once you sacrifice that creature, aka exploit that creature, uh, target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. So this card basically reads, it's a 3/2 for 3 zombie, that of course synergizes with, like, you know, Champion of the Perished, and draws you 2 cards and loses you 2 life. I mean, there's just so much draw power in this deck, and like I said, that's what I'm all about, right? Draw a pretty hand, make a pretty board. Nyx Lotus is a lot of fun because obviously I'm going to have a lot of devotion to black. I mean, just this is such a fun monocolor card. That's the way I see it. Gilded Lotus, you know, it's a mana rock, and I believe I had a real copy of it. I'm not sure, and but yeah. So real quick before the episode ends here, I wanted to make this kind of quick. And this is my first episode. You know, let me know how I did. I know this is me just kind of blabbering about my general objectives of making a deck like this. But real quick, let's go through, and of course, you might be able to take a picture, of course, of this video, screenshot it, camera, whatever. But let's go through and let's just, So I got 28 creatures, 11 artifacts, 8 sorceries, 3 planeswalkers, 38 lands, 9 enchantments, and 2 instants. And they are as follows. Apprentice Necromancer, Ayaya First of Locthwine, Cemetery Reaper, Champion of the Perished, Crypt Ghast, Death Baron, Fellstinger, Fleshbag Marauder, Grave Titan, Graveborn Muse, Grave Crawler, Graveyard Marshal. He's going to be good for getting buffed up by the other zombie buffs that I have. I've seldom actually used him for the exile a creature card from the graveyard, create a tap zombie token. I have him just get buffed a lot by like Cemetery Reaper and like other people like that. And the whole deal with him is then Gisa sacrifices him because he becomes like a 6/4 kind of relatively early to middle on in my deck. We got a Headless Rider, we got a Jadar, Gulclar Defalia. This dude's a lot of fun. You throw him out early on, he throws that Decayed zombie token out. Man, already you're building, a board. Liliana's Devotee, and that's obviously buff. That's a buff creature there. Lord of the Accursed, lovely buff creature. And I see we got some new art. I don't have that version. Lord of the Undead, good buff. Mags of the Coffers. I actually don't have this card in my deck in real life anymore, but oh well. Marilyn of the Morn Song. I made a mono black deck of Marilyn, actually. She was a mono command. She was a commander I had. It was fun for me. And anyway, Midnight Reaper. Plague Belcher. Relentless Dead. He's fun because he can like keep coming back from the grave into your hand. You summon him. A lot of fun stuff. I've seldom really used his second effect, I think. When he dies, you may pay X if you do return another target zombie creature from Grave at CMC, from Grave to Battlefield. Oh, that's actually a lot of fun, but I've never needed to, actually. Because, again, my whole thing is make a shit ton of tokens, buff them up, and just go crazy. Tattered Mummy, Unbreathing Horde, Undead Augur, Undead War Chief, White? White's fun. Because I really use that for sack fodder as well. And Yogg Moth, he's a lot of fun. I do the whole pay a life, sack a creature, put a 1/1 counter on entire creature, and draw a card. When I have a lot of life to do that with, I end up like, just blowing up a person's board. It's basically like it's a board wipe in a sense. Because you sacrifice the creature that you have, and then you keep putting the -1/-1 counters on opponents until their creatures just die. Proliferate, I don't really have anything in here to really proliferate. Chrome Mox, Mana Rock. Eldrazi, buffing creatures, Extraplanar Lens, Mana Rock. Although I've been told that the trick with Extraplanar Lens is you make your swamps snow swamps. So that way, because normally a lot of people don't play snow lands, and then only you're getting the bonus off of that, and no one else who's also playing swamps is getting that bonus. Gilded Lotus, Jeweled Lotus. Jeweled Lotus is a lot of fun. No wonder it's a really expensive card. Mana Crypt, it's also fun, and it's also expensive. Nyx Lotus, super fun. Phyrexian Altar, hell yeah. Soul Ring. You can't have a commander deck without Soul Ring. I mean, even Elf Ball does Soul Ring. Elf Ball. Thornbite Staff, Infinite Combo, Whip of Erebos. This one's a lot of fun. You basically make a lot of zombie tokens. And they gain you life, and then, oh, wouldn't you know it, it goes along with these two cards. Bankrupt in Blood, draw, draw. Tutor, 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 draw. Good stuff. Um, and of course, our favorite, Liliana's. Like I said, I mostly use her. She's obviously making zombie tokens, so that's fun. I don't really like the mill in this deck. I rarely use her, therefore, but it is what it is. And then I like this girl's alt, because it's an emblem that basically reads a lot like Endless Ranks of the Dead. Like this Endless Ranks of the Dead and this Liliana's Last Hope alt, very similar. And we got Bad Moon, Black Market, yeah, and you know them. Oh, this one's fun. Grave Pact, whenever a creature you control is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, each other creatures are sacked. So the whole thing is you sack your creatures, right, with Gisa, and people have to sacrifice their stuff. It's like super mean. And it's like the cheaper version, at least in CMC. It might be a more expensive card of another one that's like a 5-drop that says like Erebos' something. That does like, it's like Dictative Erebos or something. Does the same thing. And that's mean. That can get mean. Very, very. And of course, more ramp. Because why do we need removal? I have permanent removal and player removal combos. So